I am back. Sorry for being a little bit late there. I made myself a cup of tea. I can only go so long without tea. It's the way it works. No matter how many people want Dark Aavak out, he has a time limit. And that is how long I can go without tea. Late, unsubbed. Don't forget about the petroleum production. Thank you for letting me know about the petroleum production before you unsubbed, Bilal. Truly, you are the best of us all. Right, okay, so with that, we are currently storing up more water to process it and then pass it on to where it needs to go. And we also... Well, see, this is the problem. I feel that perhaps this particular system is not the best way of managing this. It would be better if the water always went through this system unless it couldn't go anywhere, but that I'd have a reserve tank for the spawn at all times. Just for the spawn. It would only be used to run our oxygen. A few tons of water would be good enough, I think, for that. But I do feel that that would be an important one. So, while the system is empty, let's go ahead and just disconnect this, just for the moment, so I can have a think about this. I like what we've got going on down here. And what I think we should do is, first we deliver liquids up here, then those liquids run down into these tanks. At that point, it runs out to the vent. So at this point, we've got 10 tons of clean water. We can start depositing the water in here. This water would be available to be extracted for the spawn. But again, only the spawn mode. And if you're wondering what I mean by spawn, it's self-powered oxygen maker. It's what this is. So we'd have 10 tons of reserve for that, no matter what. And perhaps we could ensure that this gets filled, but if there's leftovers, then that goes to other things out and about, such as our bristle, such as our food, for example, or we could branch it back at some point to go in here and, in fact, that would actually be a fairly easy one to do. Send it back this way to run any kind of recreational devices. I think that would probably be a better way of doing it. So something like that there. I think this is the best way of us ensuring that we always have water available for oxygen production. Because ultimately that has to be the primary concern of the system. I think this is going to be a better setup. A far better setup for us. Let's go ahead and get all of that hooked up. What do you think, chat? You think this is the right way to do it? 221T. The best thing about lockdown, not having to wear pants. You didn't need to wear pants before. As long as you weren't going out. Right, let's make sure all of this gets hooked up. Now at this point, I can go ahead and re-enable Liceloaf. I'd rather that not be a super high priority. I'd rather it be quite a low priority actually. But if one of our cooks is available, then they can go ahead and take care of that. Now, it is at this point that I would very much like to reverse the direction of this water. We're just going to disconnect it right by there, and then disconnect it over here. That should be the liquid bridge, yep. Disconnect those. And hopefully this is going to go okay. We'll come back to the petroleum soon. Have we finished? Oh, we have actually finished cleaning it all out. So yeah, we can settle up that. We've got a little bit of rejigging we're going to have to do to get everything back up and running the way that we want it, but it shouldn't take us too long to do. Thank you very much for the reminder there, but we will be getting back to that shortly. But this is my focus for just this moment, because we're kind of on a time limit. We're starting to remove some of the water from here. No germs on that water at all, I think. Yep, no germs. Okay. So, you know, every now and then it'll be germ-free. Even if the main system hasn't yet fully cycled through. But I imagine the germs left are extremely slight. Yeah, they're dying pretty hard. And the germs in the pipes in this room will be dying at the same speed. Just being in any container in that room with the bathed in chlorine, germs die. Right, so that's all done. I am going to now hook this up the other way. Actually, first I'm going to remove this one, but then we'll hook it up the other way. Bring all of that down. Like so. Now, hopefully, we need to disconnect one point. I'll disconnect it here. For the sake of not leaking water everywhere that I don't want it to go. We are still off-gassing, though, by the way. That bleach stone is still 24.3 kilos. There's now, you know, about 100 grams of liquid in there. Right, we are going to want to completely strip out the remaining sections there. I think it's, well, actually we probably do want to ensure that area does get that water as a priority, I suppose. Considering, although it might seem like it's not really that much of a necessity, it is our hospital ultimately. All right, and then go ahead and mop all of this up if you could. That would be grand. I was very uncertain on whether we wanted to really care about that one, but I suppose we should. Yeah, there we go. That's all set up. This is coming out. We can easily hook this up, and then the spawn will be active once again. There we go. So, clean water coming in is now sent to the spawn. Now, presently, we're only able to process 5 tons at a time. But I think that's going to be faster than we're using it. I certainly hope so. Every bit of clean water coming out of there now is presently good for use in the spawn, and we should see that ideally we're not seeing any more germs being vented there. In fact, there's far fewer germs down there anyway as well. There we go. Excellent. All right, not too bad so far. And in fact, realistically, that's all we need to do for now. So I'll come back to setting up the recreational area once we've got our petroleum going. Water bridge is backward. Oh, okay. Never mind, look backwards, but I was wrong. Okay. Thank you very much for pointing that out, though, just in case, because that would have been awful if it had been wrong. Shakal Draconis was worried that the direction of my liquid bridge going to the spawn was the wrong way around. That would have been really quite wretched, actually. Truly wretched. Right, we are now going to enable this building. There we go. We are then going to break this pipe. At the very least, we can get these pipes going again. All the way along, and all of this. And can I select the liquid vent? There we go. Instead, we will hook that all the way up, like so. And we should, hopefully, be okay. All this while, it's our coolant has been trying to cool everything down. Though it's getting warm in there now. Ooh, yikes. That's where all of the very hot water from the liquid vent is coming in. New printables are available. I could get a poke shell to be able to make infinite steel, but I think we're good for now. I think we're good for the time being. We'll leave it as is. Yeah, grabbing a little bit of water there. There we go. We've almost completely filled this one. We'll then fill the next one. And at that point, we'll start filling this room as well. And then finally, we will eventually have an extra 10 tons just as a fail-safe. That will be able to run things like our bristleberry farms. Oh, blessed tea. How I have missed thee. Oh, thank you so much, Links, for that massive cheer. They've been so generous. Now, I want to address something you mentioned a little bit earlier, because I don't know. I know it might seem a little bit silly that I bring this up, but I do just want to say it because it does worry me sometimes, because I know how easy it is to get caught up in the whole sort of feeling of giving and things. You mentioned that you were being generous because I was nice to you. You do not need to thank me for being nice. That should be the expected. I mean, you can. If you, I'm not going to say you shouldn't. I mean, it's nice. It is being nice in and of itself to be thankful for someone being nice to you. But you don't ever need to feel like you need to you know, give me something in return for being nice. That I don't know. That would be a completely alien concept in Wales. So I do want to make sure that you're not giving more than you can give, because if you're a little bit overcome, I just want to. I hate the idea that someone might be putting themselves in a difficult economic situation. You know, I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. Your chat was kind. I'm very glad. I am very proud of my chat. Lapsang Sushong? No, actually, chat. There we go. Alright, so we're filling this back up with another 5 tons there of polluted water. Well, that being said, it's not particularly germy, I suppose. Down here, there we go. We're starting to see all of that crude oil being delivered. Very glad to see that indeed. Now, with that being done, we can go ahead and separate out all of this. Like, all of it. We've got to strip everything down that we built around here to facilitate cleaning all of this petroleum. And once that's all done, we can then strip away all of the power as well, because we absolutely don't need that there. Go ahead and grab all of that. Hello, Pagan Samurai, how are you doing? Let's go ahead, connect all of that up. We will then, of course, connect all of this up. Now, we don't need any additional storage for petroleum, so we're just going to go ahead and deconstruct these. Now, this is going to result in, well, in the case of these two 5-ton bottles of crude oil. we go. Also grab that steel, please. There we go. Getting this area nice and cleaned up now. I had a lovely Independence Day and had some hard cider with dinner. Nice. There we are. Yeah, I would actually like that to be mined out at some point. I'll just go ahead and build up to that. They can take care of it when they can, though. I'm starting to see the water levels rising, which I'm extremely happy about, because I was starting to get a little bit concerned about that. There we go. I'm just going to allow them to take care of cleaning all that up for now. How's things going over here? We are delivering more cleaned water, freshly degerminated. Have a look at that. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. There we go. Now, it's going to take us a little bit to get, you know, all of this in. When we can only put 5 tons in here at a time, but this can hold 1 ton per tile, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to take, it's going to basically take 3 of them to fill 2 tiles worth upwards. So we're going to have 6 full cycles of this device before we've filled this. And at that point, we'll start sending more water out to our bristle blossom farm. Now, the problem with that is that obviously our bristle blossoms are actually how we're keeping going with food. But and we've now consumed quite a lot of that. Well, this may be problems. Also, look at all of these Draclet eggs. Oh, so good. So very good. I no longer want Dracos in here, honestly. I guess I'll allow the Draclets, because we can shear them, but the moment they grow up, we no longer want them. Also, oh my lord, I didn't have this set up for smooth, glossy Dracos. There we go. Please allow them in. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Glorious. In fact, wow, we filled those storage bins already. Yikes. We managed to clean out this place. We actually did. Wow. Reasonably pleased. Reasonably pleased. Okay, with that done then, we can finally hook this back up. That should go to the right place. This should go out. And yep, we are ready to re-engage. Alright, for the time being though, I'm going to enable this building, and I'm not going to immediately enable the oil wells. I just want the oil to be used up for now. We're going okay, getting through our natural gas reserves. We'll probably get through the entirety just running on natural gas then. That should be okay. But remember, we only stockpiled that much natural gas the first time because we were partially running on petroleum. So we are going to need that to go first. The petroleum here, we've got only 398 grams. Over here, we've got quite a lot more than that. Awful lot more. Oh, actually, no, this is petroleum, of course. Yeah. I wonder, is there any way that I can deliver the petroleum? I guess I could make a little petroleum well, I suppose. If I were to do something like this. So I would like to get that petroleum out of it, actually. Pump. Pop in a little liquid pump. And this little liquid pump could go long to the... Oh, I needed to go into something, unfortunately. But I could just do that. That should work. I just need to hook it up via some conductive wire. Ooh, those saves are getting long, aren't they? So we'll have petroleum delivered here. It's just a way of us getting rid of it when we need to. On Monday, your girlfriend and you will 18 months together. Oh, that's lovely. Don't know what to do. Well, I mean, it depends on what you both enjoy. Try and pick something. Don't. My recommendation, such that it is, don't pick something that you know she likes specifically. Don't make it just about her or just about you. Make it about something that you both share. You know, doing something that one person in particular likes specifically because that person likes it. That's something nice to do on like a birthday or something where the celebration is about them. But make an anniversary or something like that about the both of you. You know, it's the whole difference between I love you and I love us. That would be my suggestion. How are we doing with water? We are starting to back up the second tank. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, actually. I am exceedingly happy about this. We're drawing up clean water from down here now. Nice. So we've gone through all of the polluted water then. A little bit of salt water down there. Tiny bit of petroleum, I guess. Yeah, a little bit of petroleum, but well, it's going to happen here and there. Right, this needs to be for petroleum and petroleum only. There we go. And with that, we should now be cutting back on our consumption. Yeah, we've basically completely cut back on our consumption of natural gas. I feel that the natural gas I get more or less for free. So I would actually like it if I could use that up sooner. The petroleum costs me a lot more. So 85 to 70, and down here, we'll kick this in at 60 and go until 75. That way the natural gas is taken over. So I don't want to just build that up forever. I'll take the aluminium ore. 100 kilos of aluminium. We don't need the oxalate. Yeah, we've got goodly bit of very warm water around here. That used to be super chilled. Alas, it was a long time ago, it feels. Right, at this point, I want that on auto. And once that is done, I want this to be re-enabled, and indeed this to be re-enabled as well. Tis time for us to start producing more of, more or less everything, actually. We should be able to just continue to move that crude across. That shouldn't be an issue. There we are. All is done and dusted. Right. At this point, I can turn this off. And we'll disable this. I'll leave the setup there so that in the future, if I do have some errant petroleum, I can move it across. An anonymous gifter has gifted a T1 sub to Pagan Samurai. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. It's really kind of you. Oh, Pagan Samurai, when you're trying to resub, but your Prime sub is broken. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. Right, we've actually got some idle dupes. My goodness, what a time to be alive. And we've actually backed up our second tank, or it's about to be completely filled. And it just mixed it. Okay, well, we've got to wait for a little bit. This will slowly fill back up. What is the germ sensor reading? It's actually, you know, it's dropping. The germs coming in are not that egregious. Yeah, only a couple of hundred germs. They last like no time at all when they're bathed in chlorine. They get nuked very, very quickly. Right, there we go. Everything is back up and working. Marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. Now, where are we sitting on the research side of things? We've finished Steam Gen, so I can have a quick look at what's necessary for that. Is there anything else I wanted to grab? You know what? I'll grab the hot tub just because I can. But Steam Gen. How much plastic do you need? We've got enough. These are happy times. With one steam generator, you can basically control heat for the entirety of your base forever. I need some steel. I have no iron to make... Oh, no. This is such sad. Wait a second. No, we do. Oh, refined carbon I like. Okay, fair enough. Can I have 50? Go ahead. Let's go ahead and get some refined carbon. That should do us a pretty big solid for quite a while to come. How is my cooling loop doing? 16 degrees, okay, it's not bad. How about up here? Exiting at 23. How's it going over there? Heading down here at 16. 16, coming back up to 17. By the time it's going back down, it's 21. Actually, you know what? My cooling loop is doing fine. It's doing really good. If I'm honest. I don't fancy that we're going to need to worry about that too much. We're starting to see packets of germ-free. But yeah, this is how you can completely... And I mean, it's not power-free. I am powering a couple of things, but the gas pump, I only needed to power once. This I only needed to power once. These two, I am powering in an ongoing way. But they use so little energy. 10 watts, 20 watts in the entirety of this loop. And it is decontaminating all of the water going in there. You can do that with any liquid, any gas. It's a very, very good way of doing it. Aavak, is your petroleum production running? If it is, you better go and catch it. Ha 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 ha. Ah, Belial. What are we going to do with you? But now that we're seeing... There we go. We've just finished cleaning out the entirety of that. We should see that now start to fill up this area. It's going to take a while, but it will gradually fill this loop. Once that's done, it should be golden. To that end, actually. Let's go ahead then. I want to make sure that our bristle blossoms, because they are food source, are taken care of. Once that's done, I would like some water piping to make its way into the rec room. So let's go ahead and set that up for now. Research complete. Disease clinic and the hot tub. Marvelous. Now we can temperature control the hot tub if we wanted with various means, but I'm not really sure about using the hot tub, I'll be honest. It seems like an awful lot of effort to do. Let's get advanced caffeination. There we are. Now instead, what I'm rather interested in checking out is the potential for us to set up some You know what? I'm going to replace that. Is to set up a bit of glass production. I think that would be a very wise move at this point. Are we storing much gas? We're sending a little bit up there. Gradually topping things back off. Those autosaves though, ouch. We've got 9 cycles before the geyser becomes active again. We have 42 cycles before our water geyser becomes dormant. And in that time, we'll probably have refilled all of this. But we are more than likely going to set up a steam system that should, if we play our cards right, ensure that we're never going to need to worry about our cooling loop. We can just have this steam vent delete the heat. Aavak, is it a problem that only the 2 pure water tanks are filling, the others are empty? No, that isn't a problem. If I go over there and show this, the way that this is set up is water will come down here, it'll enter these 2 tanks, and then it'll immediately leave if it can. If it can't, well, we'll work backwards. So the spawn uses up water. Any water it doesn't use backs up into these tanks. Any water that they can't use backs up into this reservoir until that's overpressurized and can't release any more water. Any more water it can't use backs up into these tanks. Any more water that it can't use goes to my bristle blossom farm. And any water that can't use goes to my recreation room. Any water that can't use fills up these 2 tanks. And at that point, we are all the way back to the sanitization, the sterilization, of the water source. Basically, I have 2 tanks that are dedicated storage for my oxygen production, 2 tanks that are dedicated storage for my bristle blossom farm and my recreation of my duplicants, an entire reservoir which is dedicated storage pretty much for my research and the odd thing that requires use of water. So, for example, my microbe musher and the water fountain over there, and that's it.